Being too nice is going to get you used and abused and disrespected. And then you're going to be sitting there mad because people aren't reciprocating that energy back to you. But the harsh reality is you did that to yourself. For those of you guys who are new to my channel, hello, my name is Jasmine, and I'm so glad to have you. And in this video, we're going to stop being nice. There's nothing wrong with being a kind person, okay? Being kind means that you respect people. Being kind means that you reciprocate. Being kind means that you have manners. But being kind does not mean that you're being nice. See, you're being nice, which is also people pleasing. You're doing way more for others than what people do for you. And you end up feeling resentment. You end up feeling slighted. You always feel like you're getting the short end of the stick, but that's a choice that you make every single day. I think a lot of times, and this is coming from a people pleaser, by the way, okay? I used to do the exact thing that I'm telling you to stop doing. And I think the reason why we're nice is because we're trying to manipulate people. I know that sounds crazy, but just hear me out. You're trying to manipulate people into thinking that you're a good friend. You're trying to manipulate people into thinking that you're a good person. So you overextend and you people please to get people to see you in a positive light. See, that's manipulation. Because your fear is that if you don't do these things for people, whatever those things are that they're asking you to do, well, then you're afraid they'll look at you as mean. They'll look at you as evil. They'll look at you as not a good person. And you can't, you don't want that. So you will people please. You will overextend, you will be nice because you want to be seen in a particular type of way. That's manipulation. That's what you're doing. You're trying to control the narrative. But you can't keep doing that because it's not getting you anywhere. One, it's draining you of your resources. And then two, the people who you want to see you in a good light, they just end up disrespecting you. They don't reciprocate. They don't need to. Why should they reciprocate if you're going to continue to do for them? They don't need to. You are setting the standard. You are letting them know that even though they don't do anything for you, you're still going to show up for them. You're not making them do anything to maintain the friendship because you're doing all of the doing and they're doing all of the taking. And that's a choice that you make every single day. And I noticed for myself, when I was going through those periods in my life where I was people pleasing and trying to be this really nice person, I didn't really have anything at that time that I was working on for myself. Okay, I didn't have any aspirations at those times. I didn't have any goals at those times. I didn't have a project that I was working on that was going to propel me further in life. I was just kind of going with the flow. I was just kind of living, but not really doing anything. And makes sense. I didn't have any projects, so I made other people my projects. I didn't have anything that I was working towards, so I just worked towards friendships. But all of that stopped when I started trying to build my business because I started to have something that I was looking forward to doing every single day. And I started to get stingy with my time because it's like, dang, if I keep taking this person to work and back, well, then that's taken away from the content I can make. That's taking away from the business that I'm trying to build. And realizing that I started to get stingy with my time. And I started to tell people no because the project that I was working on and am currently working on, my business, it started to mean a lot more to me than what other people thought of me. You feel me? Ask yourself, if you are someone who's always focused on being a nice person, are you actively working on a goal of yours? I'm just curious. I really want to know because if you're anything like me or who I used to be, you're probably not. You might have goals and things that you want to accomplish. Sure, we all do. But the question is, are you actively working towards it? Or is it just another thing on your to-do list that you never get to? I stopped giving people money because the money that I was giving people that I wasn't getting back, they never paid me back, was the money that I could be using for my business. And again, I started to get very selfish with my resources because my business started to mean more and more and more to me. My time started to mean more and more and more to me because I was pouring it into something that was extremely special to me. Whereas before, when I was people pleasing and overextending, my time in my mind was useless. Like I didn't have anything I was working on. I also got tired of being disrespected. As I started to pour into myself, as I started to show up for myself and accomplish the goals that I had, like losing weight, running a 6-figure business, getting 100,000 followers on Instagram, like just all these micro goals that I had. Well, not micro, some of these goals are macro goals, but I started to see myself in a new light. I started to have self-respect because I started showing up for myself. And what that did was it made me stop tolerating bullshit from other people, because now that I'm feeling good about myself because I'm reaching these milestones, I'm starting to look at people sideways who are talking to me like I ain't shit. I can't make this up. And it wasn't even like it's not like I even just said one day, you know what? I'm not people pleasing anymore. You know what? I'm not doing shit for them anymore. It kind of just gradually happened, because the more I started doing for myself, the more I started showing up for myself, the better I started to feel about myself, the less bullshit I started tolerating from other people. Because the thing is, if you're not going to tolerate bullshit from yourself, you're damn sure not going to tolerate it from someone else. But see, you're more willing to tolerate it from someone else when you tolerate it with yourself, okay? If you were the person who was always talking about what you're going to do, but you never do it, well, you're tolerating your own BS. So it makes sense that you're going to allow other people to BS you, because that's how you treat yourself. See, people can only treat you how you treat yourself. People who truly respect themselves are not in friendships where they're doing all of the giving and doing none of the receiving. And that's not just monetary. That could be support. That could be, advice. That could be energy, right? It's not always monetary. But people who don't respect themselves, people who don't love themselves, people who do not pour into themselves, they have no problem tolerating those things from other people, because that's how they show up for themselves in their own life. If you want to change that, if you're tired of feeling resentment, and resentment meaning you feel some type of way, you know that the way they're treating you is wrong, but you still make the choice to tolerate it. You're tired of always loaning people money and they don't ever pay you back. Or you're tired of always doing for others, but you know if you needed a favor, they're nowhere to be found. That's resentment. You're tired of it. You feel some type of way. But instead of you just cutting the cord and deading it, you keep doing it. And I really believe that the reason why you keep doing it is because you have nothing in your own life that you're doing for you. You have so many excuses as to why you can't get it done. And you'll say things like, well, I don't have time. Well, if you stop doing so much for other people who aren't reciprocating it back, well, then you would have more than enough time to work on your goal and what's important to you. Maybe it is weight loss. Well, how can you lose weight when you continue to do for people who stress you out? You can't. How can you start this business and make the time to create the content if you're always giving so-and-so rides back and forth because they won't save up and buy a car? You can't. You're going to have to make a choice. And I don't know why you keep choosing other people who wouldn't even choose you. That's the thing. That's the thing. We're not talking about people who do for you too. We're not talking about them people. We're talking about people who never do for you. Ask yourself, when was the last time they did something for you and they didn't have an attitude or a whole bunch of excuses as to why they can't do it? If you were to tell this person no, would they say okay? Or are they going to start name calling, shaming, and guilting? That's what I'm talking about. You have a whole bunch of leeches in your circle, and that's your fault because you keep allowing them to leech onto you. You keep allowing them to take from you. You keep allowing them to use you because you're being too nice. It does not make you a bad person because you tell people no. It does not make you a bad person because you put yourself first. It makes you a human being. And in order for you to be selfless, you must first be selfish. And you can't be selfish if you keep giving to others who are not reciprocating back to you. And again, reciprocation does not always mean money. It needs to as well. It needs to as well. You need to start aligning yourself with people who can meet you halfway. I don't know why we choose to be in friendships with people who you're always doing all of the treating and they'll never treat you to nothing. Like, what are we doing? And then people will say, oh, it shouldn't be about money. It should be about reciprocity. If they never buy you anything, but you're always buying them something, they are draining you of your resources, and you let them. Why don't you get you some friends who have money too? At least enough money to take you out to lunch on your birthday. Like, what is wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with that. So many people will try to make it seem like you're a bad person because you're always showing up for others and giving them things. But the minute you expect a gift in return, now you're a bad person because everybody ain't got it like that. You mean to tell me they can't take $30 and treat you to something after you've been treating and driving them up and down the street? No. No. Reciprocity does not just mean monetary, but I feel like we should throw that in there too. But it also means, are they reciprocating the energy? Are they reciprocating the support? Are they reciprocating the love? Are they reciprocating the respect? When you come to them with a problem that you have, do they listen to understand, or do they listen to just talk back? It does not make you a bad person because you want reciprocity in your life. And you cannot manipulate people into liking you. They're either going to like you or they don't. And if they don't, cool, whatever. There's 8 billion people in this world. Go find another friend. And in the meantime, spend time focusing on you. You're being too nice and it's not getting you anywhere. Like I said, it's draining you. It's having you feel resentment. It's got to stop. You need to start putting your foot down and telling people no. And I promise you, you will live a much more peaceful life. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. I can't wait to read what you guys have to say. Also, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and join the Patreon. The link is down below in my description. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.